everyone, so today's video is going to be kind of the best favourite drugstore foundations. Now I haven't tried loads, but the ones I've tried I can definitely give you a good review or like an okay review on some of them. So yeah, I'm going to start off with the cheapest and go to the most expensive. So the cheapest I've tried is this one from Rimmel. This is the Matte Perfection. I have two. I have 200 Soft Beige and 100 Ivory. This is £6.99. I think that's pretty good value for this actually. I would pay more. It's a light to medium coverage. You can't really build it up too much. It says Light Perfection Radiance Foundation, which I would agree with, and it says an SPF of 18, which is pretty good. I call this sort of my summer foundation. I think it's pretty good for summer, or sort of spring summer. Definitely I probably wouldn't reach for this in winter. So yes. But overall it's pretty good. It doesn't last amazingly well on my skin. I don't have particularly oily skin. But yeah, this gets a big thumbs up from me. Okay, so the next foundation I have is the Maybelline Dream Setting Liquid. This one's in number 10, which is Ivory. Little story about this foundation. This was the first ever foundation I tried a few years ago. So yeah, it's kind of like old times when I see this foundation. I think I just saw it in Superdrug, thought that looks good. I didn't really know what foundation was at that point, so I just grabbed it, put it on, and I was like, oh, this is nice. Anyway, probably the end of last year I saw it in Boots and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to pick it up again, and I'm so glad I did because I really like this foundation. Probably one of my favourite ones. It says Airwick Foundation Airbrush Finish. I definitely agree with that. It just gives you just this flawless, I would say sort of medium coverage. You can build it up, and it is a satin finish, so it's not too matte and it's not too dewy either, because like the Matte Perfection one I found to be a little bit dewy for my liking, so I have to tend to powder it down a little bit. But this one, love the finish, love the coverage. It stays reasonably well on my skin, and generally it's just a nice foundation, although it doesn't have an SPF, so this is one of my winter foundations I call it. But yeah, again, I've repurchased this. I used to repurchase it so much. It was like the only foundation I would use for probably about a year, and then I started looking at new foundations. So yeah, this one though gives a big thumbs up from me. Definitely recommend this one. And this one comes in at £7.99, which again I think is really good value. So that's that one. The next one I have is the Rimmel Wake Me Up Foundation. This one's in 200 Soft Beige and has an SPF of 15. This foundation used to be raved about so much, and I probably got it a few months after it came out probably. And again, this is one that I've repurchased and repurchased again. I haven't repurchased this in a while though. I've been trying out some new foundations. I used to love this foundation. I mean, I still like it, but I used to love it. It does a anti-fatigue effect and radiant glow. Basically it has little, I think, little crystals or something in it. Let me see if I can find. With peptides and vitamin moisturising complex, it says there. So yeah, basically it just brightens your skin, it just makes you look so much healthier and just bright, especially if you're looking really tired. This is really good. However, if you go in sort of artificial light, or if you're in direct light, you do look a little bit like a disco ball. But if you wear this sort of daytime, I find is best for this foundation, then it is really good. But yeah, that's the only disadvantage I would say of this one. But as I said before, I repurchased this loads of times, probably about 4 times I reckon. So it does show that I like it. And this one comes in at £8.99, which not too bad actually. £2 more than the Matte Perfection one, but I do have to say I prefer this one to the Matte Perfection one. A lot of people say this one has less coverage than the Matte Perfection, but I actually disagree with that. I think this one has more coverage. I would say it's kind of a medium coverage, but sort of like light to medium, if you know what I mean. Yes, definitely not high coverage at all. but I also find it lasts longer on my skin. So if you like a sort of medium coverage, wakes you up a bit, lasts long, then I'd recommend this one. I also should mention my skin is sort of normal to dry. I would say I do get dry patches in the winter. Summer it seems to be fine, to be honest. I just sort of have normal skin. I do obviously get a few breakouts as well. Okay, the next foundation is the Maybelline, it's the new Superstay Better Skin Foundation. This one I have 005 Light Beige. I repurchased this one today. This one is 010 Ivory. I haven't used this one yet. This has an SPF of 20, which is really good for this time of year. And it says energizing vitamin former, flawless finish foundation, even skin tone instantly, better looking skin in 3 weeks. I've probably been using this longer than 3 weeks, just over a month I would say, and I have to say I have noticed a slight difference in my skin. I don't know whether it's due to this, it could be, I'm not entirely sure, but I really like this foundation. I have to say it's probably my favourite Drugstore foundation. Whoa, yes, I just said that. It is my favourite. So yes, the price point is £8.99, which I think really good. I have to say really good, really good. But it is really good. I think it's a nice foundation for if you're like me and you like a kind of medium to high coverage. This one I would definitely recommend. I would say it's medium to buildable, quite a high coverage, and it also lasts quite a long time on my skin, which is really good. And yeah, it just gives a nice flawless, even coverage. I find it just, I don't know, it blends into my skin nicely. It just looks really good, and better skin, I agree with that. So that's that one. My next one is the L'Oreal True Match Foundation. This one is in N1 Ivory. I bought this quite a few months ago now, and I only bought it actually because I had a voucher for £2.50 off this, so I thought I may as well use it. So I needed a new foundation, so I thought, right, I'll pick this one up. I'm not a humongous fan of this one. I do have to say though, this is amazing if you're quite pale. Like I'm really pale in the winter, but if you are quite pale, they have an extreme range of colours, which I think L'Oreal are really good for that one, because people like Maybelline, they don't have a massive range of colours, so like the palest ones aren't actually that pale. So I have to say this one is really good for, as it says, true match. It is a true match to your skin. I bought this when I was a bit lighter, as you can see it's quite like my skin at the moment. But does have an SPF of 17, and I would say the coverage is quite high, it's sort of medium to high coverage. But the problem I have found with this is it just, I don't know when I put it on right. I always apply my foundation with the Real Techniques buffing brush, but I've tried using my fingers, I've tried using the Real Techniques smoking complexion sponge, but it looks cakey on my skin, and I only put one layer on, like 1 or 2 pumps on the back of my hand and put it on. And it just seems to sit on my skin. It doesn't blend in with my skin, it just sits and just looks a bit cakey. It could just be me, I don't know. Sometimes I wear it and it looks okay. Other times I just look in the mirror, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have to take this off. So yes, this one, good for colour match, brilliant for colour match in fact. But yeah, I don't know, it just didn't sit right on my skin, so that's that one. That one is also £9.99, so it's more expensive range. L'Oreal is kind of more of the higher end of the drugstore, if that makes sense. And the final one I have is the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum. This one's 52 Vanilla. This one, I have to say, I don't love it, but I like it. This one's £10.99, so it's the most expensive one. I would say it's a lighter coverage, it's quite light. And I bought this last summer, but realised it didn't have an SPF in it, so I'd wear this in the summer, but because it has have an SPF, it's not brilliant actually for the summer. I do have to say though, it is nice. It makes your skin look really good and sort of glowy and just amazing. It says, what does it say? 16 hours radiant boosting, even revived complexion. I would agree with that. It does last. It does last. It says revived complexion. I would agree with that. Just it makes your skin look good without looking like you've put anything on it. If that makes sense. So I would definitely recommend this one. It's been raved about quite a lot actually. I haven't tried the original version of this, so I can't compare them. But yes, do like that one. So overall, I have to say my favourite is the Maybelline Better Skin Foundation, which I think is of medium throw due to prices. But to be honest with you, I don't mind paying a little bit more for foundation, because you know it's your skin at the end of the day, and if I was to pay, you know, an extreme amount of money for one thing of makeup, it would definitely be a foundation. So yes, they are my top drugstore foundations. I hope this was helpful a little bit. I haven't tried, as I said, I haven't tried loads, but the ones I've tried, I definitely find the ones I love and not so much. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!